This is the Smith & Wesson model RG31. I just wanted to show you what it looks like past the cover. These 3 screws come out of the cover. Doesn't matter which ones are which, you don't have to pay attention because they're all the same size and everything. Now, when you take this cover off, it's a little pain in the butt, a little tight. Gotta be careful slowly taking it off. As you see, this pin, you didn't really get to see it, but that pin right here, that fell out. On the inside of this cover, there's a little hole right there. There's a little small little bitty spring in there. And that's where this goes back at. Oops. Because this, see, as you can see how it springs back and forth. That pushes on this arm right here, which turns your cylinder right here. And you got your big spring for your trigger. The curved side goes on this side. The straight side goes up inside the trigger assembly. You also have your little spring here that you have to be careful, it'll pop out. It's all pretty simple. Like I said, this is your hammer mechanism. Your pin is inside of here. It won't come out unless you unscrew it. There's a little flat washer here that holds the spring. If you push this up, there's a pinhole right in there so you can hold the spring back. See the little pinhole right there? If I have something I can put in there, which I normally do, that. Give me 1 second here. Paperclip usually works. That's what you really want to do. Put a little paper clip in there. I'll switch hands. See, I got that in there. Now, like I said, I'm only got one hand, so I'm trying to show how this is done. I had to let this trigger off. Keep my pin in there. So this way I can take this whole thing out. See? Here's the little paper clip, get that pin. And since I took that off, of course, this fell out. A little spring fell off. At least it didn't go flying across the room. Here's my little hammer. Not hammer, I'm sorry. That rotates it's the arm that rotates the cylinder. My bad. Now, let's put you back down just for a second again. Slide that out. Very good. There's my hammer. See this? This is a little safety catch. Now that has a little circle that the back of this trigger has to catch a hold of. Pull this off real quick. See, there's my trigger. Here's that arm piece, the safety latch. It just it just lays in there so that the hammer has something pressed on, so it's not pressed against the pin, which is pressing against one of your shells in the fire. Ended up firing off by accident. See how this pin is? You have one straight arm that's kind of like an L shape, and then you have the other arm which kind of looks like a J shape. It goes in there, this little slot here, in a certain way. One second. So, like I was saying, on the back side, this little pin is what goes in that little slot hole. That's the hardest part about putting this back together. So, of course, you put it in there like this. I put it inside this groove, and then I push it all the way to the top. That's been the easiest way I found to do this. So then, see, like I said, that little pinhole. You gotta make sure that goes on there. You gotta catch it in there. That's about the hardest part. See, I'm moving it, and it's not moving. I can feel I'm way off. See, I told you this ain't gonna be easy. Come on, get in there. Kind of why I didn't want to tear this apart again. Now, as you can see how it moves back and forth. That means we have that in there. I like to put the spring in next. Now it's gonna go in like this. J side is gonna be up. The L side is gonna be facing down. It's gonna slide into your trigger, in between these two spots right here, between this pin and this pin. There's a hole in there. It's going to slide right in. The J spot rests on this part of the frame. See how it's back in there? You push that side in first, and you kind of push it in sideways, and then you push that J arm up and slide it over into the frame. Next, is my locking pin for the cylinder. That locks the cylinder. That's these little slots right here. That's what locks it, holds it in place. Well, the spring is a pain in the butt, but it can be done. I like to put it in there and slide it in. Oops. God damn it. Alright, there you go. Once you get it in there, it's not so bad. Bam, bam. Move your trigger, lock them into place, leave it like that. That's what you want to do for right now. Then you want to take your hammer, and you want to slide the hammer back into its place. Just like that. But you want to pull the trigger a little bit so that hammer can go down. Trying to hold this so you can see it all. See that? There you go. There we go. Bam, bam. Now see, like I was saying, that safety? See where it's located? See how it's blocking the hammer? That's keeping the hammer from hitting the pin. And you want to slide your catch latch for turning the cylinder. That just slides, this pops right onto that pin right there. Ba-ba, done. And you put that back in, the main spring. And then you want to pull the trigger back some so it can catch that main spring tension again. Or you can just pull this spring out. Pull the pin out. Ah, come on. There we go. See how it is? It's got a little washer right there, spring. The rod is pressing up against the back of the hammer. So gives it tension. Don't move too much because you'll release this spring and this spring. Now, the only part that's really a pain in the butt that's kind of tricky is getting this plate back on with that pin. Like I said, just in case you don't remember what that pin looks like. See it? Real close look. That pin slides in that hole, which is the plate that screws down that holds everything together. Just make sure you don't lose the little spring in here. It will fall out. I just didn't want to take it out because it's a pain in the butt. I've already done this. Now you gotta get your plate back on there. And you gotta get that spring back into where it goes. What I usually do is I like to set it like that. And now you can see down there. You see it? I usually like taking a screwdriver, push it in a little bit so it holds it down in there. You can also use this rod if you need to push it down. Right here. It's a pain in the butt. Work with me for a second. happens. It's jammed up. See, like I said, it falls out again. Right here. Uh, uh, I put the spring in wrong. It's alright. That's why I was jamming. See, if you don't put it all back together right, jam. Well, there we go. Alright. Sorry about that. I put the spring in the wrong slot. That's why I was saying you gotta be careful. It's gotta go between those two little pins, like I was saying before. If you don't put it in the right spot, of course, nothing's gonna work right. It's gonna jam up. Then I got that back in and where it's gotta go. Just gotta push this. Sometimes a paper clip works even better. Ah, well, it would help if I put that freaking. There we go. I've tried everything else before. I've tried to put it in kind of cockeyed or sideways. Doesn't matter. You always have to push this pin. Of course, luckily they don't make them like this no more, so you don't have to do this no more with the newer ones. Guess they probably thought it was a bad idea at one point. All right. Put this screws back in. Come on. All right, putting the screws back in. Bum, bum, bum. So I can tighten my plate down. Definitely want to make sure you got the right screwdriver too, because you don't want to mar it up. And you keep marring up your screw heads. Eventually you're going to have to buy new screws. And with an old revolver like this one, you definitely are going to be screwed if you don't. It's hard to find the same screws, same size, everything. Put my handle back on, my other handle back on. Alright. As you see, flip that back out. Like I said before, though, there's a screw right here. You take that screw out, and then there's a sleeve, aluminum sleeve that falls in here. It comes right out. The aluminum sleeve pressed against there holds the arm in. Now we got the all back together. All we're gonna do is slide that back in. Sorry about the video. This is my first one. I don't have nothing to hold this. Of course, now everything's all back together. Fires nice and easy. Well, I hope this video helped you. You guys have a great time. Thank you.